The purchase. In a quaint antique store nestled between forgotten treasures, the protagonist, an avid collector with a penchant for vintage finds, stumbled upon a doll that seemed to beckon from the shadows of the past. The doll, with its delicate porcelain features and Victorian-era attire, radiated an air of innocence that captured the protagonist's imagination. Compelled by a mix of nostalgia and curiosity, the protagonist decided to bring the vintage doll home, unaware that this seemingly harmless acquisition would unravel a malevolent force that lay dormant within his porcelain form. Little did they know that the echoes of the past, concealed within the doll's glassy ease, held the key to a haunting symphony that would soon disrupt the tranquility of their ordinary life. Unexplainable events begin. As the vintage doll found a new home on the protagonist's shelf, the atmosphere within their living space subtly shifted. Initially dismissed as mere coincidence, unexplainable events began to unfold. The soft sounds of porcelain footsteps echoed through the house, and the protagonist caught glimpses of the doll, seemingly moving on its own. Nights brought a peculiar chill, and the air felt charged with an unseen energy. The protagonist awoke to find the vintage doll in different positions, its gaze fixed on them with an unsettling intensity. The feeling of being watched became a persistent undercurrent, and a sense of unease settled within the walls of their once cozy home. Attempts to rationalize these occurrences fell short as the vintage doll, once an inanimate relic, revealed a penchant for subtle malevolence. The lines between the mundane and the supernatural blurred, leaving the protagonist to grapple with the unsettling realization that their new acquisition held secrets that transcended the boundaries of the ordinary. Nightmares take hold. As the vintage doll continued to exert its peculiar influence, the boundary between waking reality and the realm of dreams began to dissolve. The protagonist found themselves plunged into a series of vivid and disturbing nightmares, each one featuring the doll as a malevolent presence. In these nocturnal visions, the doll transformed from a relic of the past into a harbinger of darkness. Its porcelain features contorted into sinister expressions, and the air crackled with an ominous energy. The nightmares, hauntingly real, left the protagonist waking in a cold sweat, the lines between dream and reality becoming increasingly blurred. The malevolent spirit within the vintage doll seized the opportunity to infiltrate the sanctuary of the protagonist's mind, weaving a sinister tapestry of fear and dread. Night after night, the dreams intensified, leaving the protagonist to question whether the doll was a conduit for malevolence or a manifestation of a darker force that sought to claim control over both their waking and sleeping hours. Research and revelation. Driven by a growing unease and a desire to unravel the mysteries shrouding the vintage doll, the protagonist delved into a comprehensive investigation. They scoured dusty archives, consulted historical records, and reached out to experts in the world of antique collectibles. The research unearthed a dark past connected to the doll, a tale of betrayal, tragedy, and a malevolent spirit that had plagued its previous owners. The porcelain figure, once cherished by a child in a bygone era, had become a vessel for something far more sinister. The chilling revelation hinted at a malevolent force that sought not only to possess the doll, but also to take control of those who dared to bring it into their homes. Armed with the grim knowledge of the vintage doll's haunted history, the protagonist faced a new challenge: how to break free from the grasp of the malevolent spirit that lurked within the porcelain facade. The research, while shedding light on the origins of the curse, also marked the beginning of a desperate struggle to sever the supernatural connection and thwart the malevolent entity's insidious agenda. Paranormal investigation. With the haunting history of the vintage doll unveiled, the protagonist sought the guidance of a seasoned paranormal investigator. Together, they embarked on a journey to explore the supernatural elements entwined with the doll's malevolent spirit. Equipped with an arsenal of ghost-hunting tools, the duo ventured into the dimly lit corners of the protagonist's home. Eerie occurrences escalated as the investigators' equipment registered abnormal readings and inexplicable phenomena. Whispers echoed through the air and cold spots seemed to materialize, marking the spectral presence that had taken residence. The vintage doll, now a focal point of the paranormal investigation, exhibited signs of increased activity. Its porcelain gaze seemed to follow the investigators, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly tension. As the duo delved deeper into the unknown, the malevolent spirit within the doll responded with heightened intensity, making it clear that the confrontation with the supernatural had only just begun. Escalation of malevolence. The paranormal investigation, instead of quelling the malevolent forces, seemed to act as a catalyst for their escalation. The vintage doll, now a conduit for a powerful and vindictive spirit, unleashed a wave of aggressive manifestations. The protagonist's home became a battleground between the living and the supernatural. Objects levitated in defiance of gravity, disembodied whispers filled the air, and the malevolent energy surged, leaving a palpable sense of dread. The once cozy refuge transformed into a nightmarish arena where the vintage doll wielded its newfound power. The protagonist, now tormented not only by nightmares but also by the relentless onslaught of supernatural occurrences, felt the malevolent force tightening its grip. Every attempt to confront or contain the haunting presence only seemed to provoke it further, leading to a chilling realization that breaking free from the doll's malevolence would require a confrontation of unparalleled proportions. Desperate attempts to break the curse. As the malevolence within the vintage doll intensified, the protagonist, driven to the edge of despair, sought out desperate measures to break free from the cursed entity's clutches. Consulting with occult experts, mediums, and practitioners of ancient rituals, the protagonist explored a myriad of unconventional methods. The search for a solution led to the discovery of obscure rites and forgotten incantations. The protagonist, armed with esoteric knowledge, embarked on a harrowing journey to perform rituals in an attempt to sever the supernatural connection with the malevolent spirit. Candle-lit ceremonies and incense-filled rooms became the backdrop for the protagonist's desperate attempts to break the curse. Yet, with each ritual, the malevolent spirit fought back, retaliating with increased ferocity. The protagonist's home became a battleground between the mystical and the malevolent, as they grappled with forces beyond their comprehension. The question loomed: would the protagonist's determination be enough to overcome the relentless onslaught of the cursed doll? Or were they destined to succumb to the malevolent entity's insidious agenda? Confrontation and resolution. In the ominous glow of a candlelit room, the protagonist faced the vintage doll, one last attempt to break the curse and rid themselves of the malevolent spirit. Armed with newfound knowledge and a heart burdened with determination, the protagonist engaged in a final confrontation with the cursed entity. The atmosphere crackled with supernatural energy as the protagonist uttered incantations and performed rituals learned from ancient texts. The vintage doll, a vessel for the malevolent spirit, responded with heightened resistance, its porcelain features contorting with unearthly rage. A climactic battle unfolded between the living and the supernatural. The room echoed with the clash of mystical forces, and the air thickened with the scent of incense and the malevolent spirit's defiance. The protagonist, fueled by a resolute will to break free, stood firm against the relentless assault of the cursed doll. In a moment of eerie stillness, the vintage doll seemed to surrender to the protagonist's efforts. The malevolent energy waned, and a profound silence settled over the room. The protagonist, exhausted but triumphant, felt the weight of the curse lift as the malevolent spirit dissipated into the ether. As the final echoes of the supernatural confrontation faded, the room returned to an uneasy calm. The vintage doll, now a lifeless relic devoid of its sinister energy, stood as a testament to the protagonist's resilience and courage. The chapter closed on a resolution that left the protagonist forever changed, having emerged from the haunting symphony with a newfound strength forged in the crucible of the supernatural. And this is the end. I hope you like this story, and let's meet in another story. Do not forget to put a like for the video and subscribe to the channel to receive other stories that I'm sure you will like. See you soon.